a few people have asked for my opinion on this Brian Rose versus Carson Jones controversial stoppage. Now, the first thing I have to say is that, in my opinion, the referee, Ian John Lewis, is a terrible referee. I've seen this guy make some of the worst calls I've ever seen in a boxing ring. He was the referee for Vitaly Klitschko versus Shannon Briggs, where he let Briggs get beaten literally to within an inch of his life. I mean, that was some of the most horrifying refereeing I've ever seen in all my years watching the sport. It was disgusting. Briggs could have been seriously injured in that fight, and that fight should have been stopped way before this 12th round. But he was also the referee in several fights which have been stopped far too premature. And yes, the Brian Rose-Carson Jones fight is one of those fights. It was definitely a premature stoppage. Brian Rose had been dominating the round up until the point where he was caught. He had actually hurt Carson Jones, not seriously, but he definitely buzzed him earlier in the round. And it was towards the end of the round. There wasn't that much time left on the clock, and he got buzzed. He was definitely hurt though, Brian Rose. Don't get it twisted. He was seriously hurt, and he was much more hurt than Carson Jones was earlier in the round. He was definitely hurt. He was on rubber legs. He was all over the place. And the referee jumped in. But as other people have said, he still had his faculties. He was still trying to hold on. He wasn't completely out of it. He was still lucid enough to try and hold and block punches and what have you. So, yeah, there's no question it was a premature stoppage. It was a bad stoppage by, in my opinion, one of the worst referees in the game. It's all speculation what would have happened had the fight been allowed to go on. Brian Rose might have been laid out cold had the fight been allowed to go on for a few more seconds, or even if he'd survived the end of the round, Carson Jones might have gone on to win the fight anyway. I suspect that he would have done. I really suspect that he would have done, because Carson Jones, as we saw in the first Kell Brook fight, is relentless. He's very strong. He spars with people like Gennady Golovkin, Canelo Alvarez, Miguel Cotto. These are the people that Carson Jones spars, right? The guy's had like, what, 50 fights or more? He's a very, very tough man. People can say that he's a journeyman or a high-level journeyman or whatever, but whatever the case may be, he's a very, very tough man. Very battle-hardened. And I suspect he would have been far too tough and far too battle-hardened for Brian Rose. But that's just an opinion, and opinions don't mean shit in boxing. We'll never know what would have really happened. Maybe Brian Rose would have recovered and gone on to win the fight on points or stop Jones. Who knows? It's all just speculation. It's all just opinion, and opinions don't mean shit. So, you know, you can drop your opinions in the comment section below. My particular opinion is that Carson Jones would have won the fight anyway. But to be fair, the stoppage was premature, and they should have let it go on longer so the fight could have reached this natural conclusion. So that's just me. Drop your comments below. It's your boy Hatman. I'm out.